Okay, so Kat, where should we start?
Chip, we're going to first start just by creating a new site.
Okay, how do we do that?
When we get logged in, if you look at the top left-hand corner, I've got a button that says Create Site.
Okay.
When I click it, it's going to open up two different templates that I can choose from. I can choose a team site, which is used more for document sharing, communicating and collaborating with your team.
Okay.
I've got another template that I can use called Communication Site, and this is used more for communication to keep people engaged with different events and topics that might be going on.
And I remember in our SharePoint Essentials course, we cover those two types in a lot more detail.
Yes.
So which will we use today?
Today we're going to use the team site.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on my team site. We just need a little bit of information to get started. So for example, I need my site name. It creates a group email address for me. Underneath that where it says site address, this is very, very important because that URL is how I'm going to navigate back to my site.
Okay, so that's the internet address for the site that we're going to build.
Yes.
Okay.
And in fact, everything that we create in SharePoint, even documents, have their own URL for us to be able to navigate back to.
Okay, good to know.
We have a site description, and I always recommend adding site descriptions because you may have plenty of sites that you have to navigate back and forth through. You might have lots of subsites. Someone may come and create a subsite and then they leave. You don't know why they created it to begin with. No one's accessing it.
So hopefully they have a description to tell you what they meant for the site to be for.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is going to be a site for our BrainBot team to collaborate. Next, we have our privacy settings.
Mm-hmm.
By default, it's set to private. So this is only members that can access the site that I set up to allow access to. If I click the down arrow, I can choose public. And this is anyone inside my organization can access the site.
So not the general public, just people inside my company.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to make this one public.
All right.
Of course, I have the option to be able to set my language. And then it comes up and it asks me, okay, who's going to access my site? So I can add additional owners. Now this is nice, so I have a backup. I mean, if I own the site, I'm the one responsible for making changes to it, making sure everything works correctly. If I'm out of the office, I want someone else to be able to maintain that. They need to have the site owner access to be able to do that. So I'm going to give this to Aaron. Now, this is where I can add my members. Let's say I'm going to put you in as a member. I'm going to add Jackie. So I would go through and select the people in my organization that I wanted to have access to my site.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I'm going to click on Finish. And voila, we have a new SharePoint site. By default, this is the layout that it gives us because I chose the team site that I was going to create.
Mm-hmm.
So over here on the left-hand side, I have a place for my home. I have conversations, documents is built by default, notebooks, different pages. Everything in my site that I create is going to live inside of site contents.
Okay.
I even have a recycle bin. So if I delete something, I've got a backup plan so I can go back and find it.
Nice. I'm good at deleting stuff I wasn't supposed to.
Another thing I want you to notice up here at the top left, it automatically gives me a little logo. We're going to customize that later to change the look and the feel, to brand it, to be more about what I want it to look like. Another little item I want you to look at is this little flower up at the top right-hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's my settings button. Anytime you want to make changes to your site, this is where you're going to go to make those changes.
Okay.
And that's it. That's our template.
Wow, okay, so we have our own BrainBot SharePoint site. Now, how do I come back to this site later when I need to get to it?
That's a great question because we were depending on that URL at the very top.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you a couple of easy ways to get to your site quickly in the next module.
Great.